As we look back at the headlines from 10, 20, and 30 years ago. The Boston Marathon bombing, the fall of Baghdad, and a development here in Buffalo that was supposed to rival Disney World. Dave McKinley remembers in our weekly walk back through time when those stories and more were all news to you.
Would you believe it was 10 years ago this week?
It was a chaotic scene in Boston
when two homemade pressure cooker bombs detonated near the finish line of the Boston Marathon, killing 3 people and injuring hundreds of others. Within days, the brothers Tsarnaev were identified as the suspects, one of whom was killed in a shootout with police, the other found hiding in a boat parked behind a home, who remains on death row 10 years after one of the most heinous acts of domestic terrorism in the nation's history occurred 20 years ago this week.
Thank you, Mr. Voice.
Just 3 weeks after U.S.-led forces invaded Iraq, they took Baghdad and helped celebrating citizens topple statues of Saddam Hussein. This was followed by the inglorious whacking with the shoes and the even more inglorious riding of the head, which was followed by more shoe whacking, more tumbling statues, more head riding.
Yes, very happy. Very happy.
Back in Buffalo, big plans unveiled for the waterfront.
It's called E-Zone, an 80-acre entertainment site that could rival Disney World.
Water park side by side with indoor snowboarding, restaurants, retail, a children's play world, movies, live theater, a cyber arcade, and a mini TV studio. The project will stretch from the Pier restaurant to the NFTA boat harbor,
encompassing pretty much the entire outer harbor. But within 6 months, the Toronto-based developers backed out, and like other big ideas of that era,
the Adelphia project, Bass Pro, Crawdaddies, National Fuel in its ice rink.
E-Zone would be relegated to the scrap heap of things that never came to be. One thing that did come to fruition, though, the NCAA Hockey Frozen Four, attracting visitors to Buffalo from far and wide. They eat the wings and the pizza. However,
apparently one of the first questions visitors ask when they arrive is, where's the closest liquor store?
I think we all like a little nip.
Well, we found 100 proof of that.
Buffalo girl, won't you come out tonight? Dance by the light of the moon.
30 years ago this week, if you remember filing last-minute returns at the IRS tax van using a slide projector or tuning in a ball game on a transistor radio,
is on the air.
Ask your parents, kids. You might also recall sitting in the orange seats at the Odd when the Bandits used to pack the place for box lacrosse.
For one of the hottest local teams in Buffalo.
They're like Buffalo's only championship team, and you gotta have one good team to keep going, and so far these are them.
Because in only their second year of existence, they won their second consecutive major indoor lacrosse league title, this time by becoming the only team in league history to record an undefeated season, a feat that's not been accomplished since. The Bandits did it this week in 1993, when it was all news to you.
Thank you, Dave. No quiz this week, Patrick. We're off the hook. It's a Dingus Day miracle.
It is. What did that lady say about looking for the...
Everybody loves a little nip.
It loves a little nip, I hear you. Okay.
We're looking for a liquor store.
Happy Dingus Day on